Welcome back, Bdsportings here once again providing you with college football. This will be my top 25 preseason rankings. Clearly throughout the season, these teams will fluctuate all throughout the top 25, and as they continue to build their resume, I will continue to adjust. Everything starts with week 0, and then we will get right into week 1. Be sure to be on the lookout. I will have week 0 plays and predictions out very soon. Be sure to follow me on X, follow me on Dabble. If you weren't already aware, the college football and NFL season brought me the great following on Dabble last year. Let's hope to double that, if not triple that. But let's keep that same energy on the results. The wins are what we are here for, so let's continue to provide all winners. Let's start us off. This will be my top 25, clearly my opinion. Do with the list as you may. Feel free to adjust in your own mind, but this is mine. Enjoy. First on the list, UCLA at 25. We got Oklahoma State at 24. Taking Houston, the University of Houston, at 23. We got Iowa at 22. Louisville at 21. That's the first batch right there. Clearly coming in. It's a new season. Trying to trust in the Yamil Yava. Feel as though UCLA will have a decent team. Continue to build on the new transfers they have in there, the coaching staff, James Madison boys. Honestly, I feel like UCLA could end the season being a top 20 team. It's just whether or not they are able to put everything together in what you could say is their first season in a cohesive unit with the group that they currently have. Clearly, Yamil Yava, I expect him to stay another year after this season, but it all starts with this season. Let's see how he does. And for the next batch, we have Tennessee at 20, Ole Miss 19. I do have them at 19. That is my own personal opinion. Love Chambliss. A lot of unknowns still all around without Kiffin. Please do not offend. Let's go with 18, University of Washington. And then at 17, we have Penn State. And at 16, SMU. Those are the next 5 on my list. Feel free, comment, like, subscribe. Honestly, I do see Ole Miss moving up the ladder. That is very highly dependent on whether or not they're able to bounce back without Lane Kiffin around. Clearly, when they play LSU in the early weeks of the season, we will all be tuned in. And whatever happens in that game could be a high determining factor on how we view Ole Miss the rest of the season moving forward. But Chambliss, Trinidad, we all trust him. Love the story. Expect him to continue rocking just like he was last season. But the surrounding pieces and the game plans do matter. The defense will matter. Let's see how things roll in for the rest of the season. And for the next 5, let's rock with BYU at 15, Alabama at 14, USC at 13, Texas Tech at 12. And now we close that out with the next 5. That is Texas A&M at 11. So we have 11 is Texas A&M, Texas Tech 12, USC at 13, Bama 14, BYU 15. If you see some differences between me and others, clearly I may view teams in a certain higher light, some not as highly touted as others. BYU, Bear Bachmeier, I do love the team that they are bringing in once again, especially with the cohesiveness that they've brought in with the experience from last year. Always have a good quality team, but I just don't expect them to get too much higher. I don't really expect them to crack the top 10 personally, but 15, good quality number right there. Alabama, dang, I do not see them fully moving up much higher in their rankings. You're going to have to show me, honestly, these past few seasons, a lot to just feel like concern is very much high on my list with Alabama this year, as well as the previous years. That's why I didn't take them too often last year. But you will see in my Dabble parlays, my player props, and I will be having futures coming out here in the near future. You will see just what I'm loving for this upcoming season. And next batch, we have Michigan, Oklahoma at 9. Michigan was at 10. LSU at 8. Indiana at 7. And Notre Dame at 6. If something looks a little off to you, maybe, you know what, every time I see Indiana at 7, I hesitate because Josh Hoover transferring from TCU, quality quarterback, coming into this offense could easily help his game. They have a strong running game. Clearly, they have a lot of veterans, a lot of transfers that come in that are older, so they're coming off the championship. Whether or not they're able to crack the top 5 and do so once again, I see them as a playoff team. Whether or not they're a championship quality team, still to be seen. Josh Hoover, great quarterback. Let's see how he looks in this Indiana offense. Clearly LSU, Whoo-wee. Lane Kiffin, that's the most expensive team, but it is their first season altogether. We will like to see how that works out. Sam Levitt, love seeing that boy throw the ball. He clearly is a high-quality talent at quarterback. All the weapons he has around him, should have a big season. Not too sure where they end up. Could be top 5 with Lane Kiffin. Wouldn't shock me at all. Oklahoma, got him at 9 right now. Not too sure where we end up, though, because it's a lot of questions coming into the season that need to be answered, different injuries and concerns, but still the same quality lineup rolling out as last season. But we have to see how it all works out. Michigan, boy, oh boy, Underwood. I do trust in Underwood. Trust in the whole Utah staff that they brought out there. I know Corey Detmer is out there as the quarterback's coach for them, so I'm really trusting that Underwood gets the gradual growth that we expect to see from him. The running back room out there in Michigan, I expect great things from the Michigan offense. Now, from the quarterback play, we have yet to see that. If we see that, that is a dangerous sight. And if they put it all together, they can move up these rankings real quick. I do love how Michigan is going to be looking early on. It's just dependent on later on in the season how they build their resume. Now, the last 5, we have Texas, number 5, Arch and the gang. Georgia, number 4. We got Miami at number 3. Oregon at number 2. And my number 1 team, Ohio State. Jeremiah Smith. How can we go against that? Julian Sand, clearly a Heisman candidate. Overall, I think Archie is probably going to win the Heisman, but everybody else that expects to contend, now is the time to put up your big numbers. Ohio State being able to have Sand throwing to Jeremiah Smith and then Chris Henry Jr. You have them on opposite sides going crazy. Sand's numbers should look magnificent. I watched too many games where he missed a lot of throws that he should have had. Bunch of open players that he just didn't even notice, or he noticed them late. Feel like this is the year he takes a lot more shots, gets a lot of bigger numbers. Clearly they should have a lot of wins regardless of whether his numbers are high or not. So Julian Sand, Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith, that is the number 1 team for me. That is my top 25. Clearly Oregon has a great team. Gonna trust in Dante Moore. Miami, Malachi Toney, Darian Mensah. He is my Heisman sleeper, dark horse. I'm sure he's a lot of other people's as well. Very underrated to me, though. Coming into this Miami squad, I feel like he will be putting up some very big numbers and wouldn't shock me if he pulls off that Heisman victory. Overall, love my list. Let me know if there's some teams you feel don't belong, have no understanding as to why I even included a team. But overall, this is my top 25. Feel as though at least more than half. Honestly, I feel like 20 of these teams will still be in this top 25 by the season's end. And a good chunk of these teams, mainly my top 15, will clearly have great opportunities to be in the playoffs. Will be a great battle, a great season. Love what I'm seeing. Looking forward to a great season overall. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, continue to follow. Feel free. Use my code Bdsportings on Dabble, Kalshi, and Sleeper. And if you have other platforms you would like to follow me on, feel free to message me on those platforms. Always here. DUBCLUB is where all my plays are. Subscribe to get a daily card. That is where my max bets are. Or you can subscribe to my daily ladder play. Oh boy, college football is back. Let's make sure we cash all season long just like we did last year. I appreciate your time. Thank you.